spend your whole life protecting the narcissists in your life's egos, then you're going to lose all of the good people, the good family members, the good friends. Like, you will try so hard to protect their ego, walking on eggshells, living by their means and not your own, just to earn their love and acceptance. And until you listen to yourself above all else and you start respecting yourself enough to communicate what you actually feel, regardless of how other people could retaliate based on what you are expressing, that's on them. It's a personal issue. It's not on you to cater every word, every emotion, and filter through all of it just to make this group of people happy in your life or to earn their acceptance or their love. But you have to ask yourself, like, why are you trying so hard to change yourself, to shape yourself in order to be something that you are not, just to earn the love and affection from somebody that should be giving it to you regardless? It's like you have to pay attention to what love in your life is unconditional based on everything that has ever happened in your relationships. And because there's going to be ups and downs. So I'm not saying like once something's bad, leave. No, I'm saying like if they continue to disrespect you and make you question yourself, that is when you walk away. Or if you have to go above and beyond all the time to impress them or walk on eggshells, you leave. It's about respecting yourself enough so that you identify what parts of yourself are attracting the narcissist in the first place. What parts of you are dependent on narcissists' love, attention, communication, whatever. Especially if they're ignoring you or they tend to cut off communication every now and then when you piss them off and they don't go like weeks without talking to you, especially if it's an immediate family member. That's a fucking issue. Like, I get it, like you want your space to like breathe after a fight, but say they send you away because they want money out of you and they expect you to give it to them because family or whatever, right? And then they don't talk to you until you have this money or this item that they're trying to get, like a materialistic item. If you are staying in relationships based on the materialistic aspect of like what you can offer, is that really all that you think that you're worth, is what you can provide materialistically? That's a whole other situation within itself, and which is why shadow work is so important. Because you have to identify like what it is that's keeping you stagnant and in old energy, like what's stopping you from actually like being in your true essence. And if it's other people, I really hope that you set yourself free. If your decision to enable and entertain a narcissist's ego ever precedes the love that you're showing for the real people in your life, I hope you are wise enough to take into account that you can lose the people that would actually be there for you, the people that actually do love you and accept you fully for who you are, the people that have always loved you and accepted you fully for who you are. And that's probably the hardest part about all of this, is like learning to navigate between fake love and real love. And trust me, I've been there. I've burned bridges that were actually good bridges to have. And until you kind of get there, that's when you start realizing like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And I could have handled that different. While it's still Cancer season, you're probably going to get triggered. And I've been getting triggered a whole bunch, especially if you're a cardinal sign. And it's not bad to be triggered. It's just, it's teaching you what what you're still focusing on and what you're still holding on to. So if you get triggered by something that's like really old, journal about it and let it go and do your spiritual work in order to free yourself from that past mindset, past outlook that either other people have put on you or you have put on yourself based on other people's judgments. Because you will never be free until you let go of all of that bullshit. And it's not going to be easy cutting off narcissists. That's not an easy task. And it is not for the weak-hearted. And it involves you creating boundaries, seeing where they're overstepping your personal boundaries, where you start to feel disrespected. And the next time that you notice something like that happening, you have to put a system in place in order to explain that that's not how things should go any longer. Like, I understand that I've let this happen before, but as I'm evolving, I will not tolerate disrespect any longer. And it doesn't matter who you are. If you're a family member, whatever, your family members should be able to respect you. If you are expected to respect your family members, you are also a family member. They should also respect you, especially if you're an adult. I understand if you're like younger and like you're living in your parents' house or your family's house. Like, I totally understand that. That's a different situation. But if you're a grown adult making decisions off of your family's opinions, or you're revolving your whole life around protecting your family's emotions, that is toxic. Toxica. It is very toxic. Very toxic. So protect yourself. And there's nothing wrong with protecting yourself or putting communications or boundaries in place. Like, sit them down, talk to them, express how you feel, express how they've overstepped you, especially if they're gaslighters. Like, that's going to be hard. But you have to write things down. Easiest way is to write things down, get your points out, and then express those points. Like, literally go back to your notes in the conversation if you have to, I swear. I've written things down. The only way that you can actually make progress in a relationship is if you openly discuss these things. And it doesn't matter what kind of relationship, a family relationship, whatever. Like, just discuss these things in order for you to actually grow from them. Because you will not grow until you express yourself. In the morning, if you have to, repeat to yourself in a mirror, I will not let anybody overstep boundaries in my life. Talk to yourself. Tell yourself that you're strong enough to put these boundaries into place. Say that your heart is loving and open and caring. And that is why you have to protect it. Because your heart is so rare in the world. Like, you have to protect these things. If you're not respecting and speaking on behalf of your inner child or your higher self, then you are doing yourself a disservice, because you are literally just seeing yourself and allowing other people to see you at a surface level. And I don't think you're a surface level human being, baby. So I think it's time to focus on what it is that's going to get you into the energy, into the alignment, into your true self, your true essence. And then that is where miracles begin to happen. Because you are now living on your own frequency. You are not living to protect anybody else. You are not living to make anybody else happy, to please anybody else besides yourself. You have your own mission here, and if you're too wrapped up in keeping everybody else around you happy, you will never figure out what that mission is. But the world sent you here for a reason. So live your true essence, because you deserve to.